Hello Libra, welcome in. This is a general reading for Libra. It's a general reading, so not everything may resonate, but just take what does and leave the rest behind. It's also a timeless reading. There's no date associated with this reading. I trust that if you're finding it, this is when it's meant for you now. So I've drawn 3 cards from Oracle decks, the Kuan Yin deck, the Star Seed, and the Animal Spirit deck. And what you received from the Kuan Yin deck was Princess of the Autumn Harvest. Don't you see that? Now, of course, the autumn harvest, that means that all kinds of things are ripe for the picking at this point, and it spoke to a blessing that is coming your way, a blessing from all the hard work and effort that you've put into this. So it's important to be receptive to that through gratitude. The moment that we open our hearts to gratitude, our wishes then are able to come through and be fulfilled. So the one from the Starseed Oracle is You Got the Love. You got the love. And this is actually speaking to codependence and the importance of making boundaries. Because I feel like, and this really is I feel it's very suited to this reading. There's a propensity for some to be coming from such a loving place and a devoted, loyal place that they tend to look at everything not through rose-colored glasses, but they look at people and situations with a really unconditional lens. And that does, without any kind of discernment at all, that can lead into a lack of healthy boundaries and having people and imbalanced situations occur, people taking advantage of them or just imbalances. So I feel like this is speaking to the unhealthy boundaries, that there's a lot more giving on your part than there is receiving from the other, whatever that means to you. It's important to love ourselves first, and then instead of just thinking, well, then I can love other, it's important to love ourselves first, recognize where our boundary is, and then love others and allow others in. And I'm not saying that in any like to guard yourself or anything like that. I'm saying that truly from a loving place, that it's most important to love yourself first, and that way you know sort of where your bubble ends, and no matter how close the person is to you, it's important to have healthy boundaries and lots of give and take so that you aren't left depleted. So I felt that coming through really strongly. And we have here for the animal spirit, we have beaver, which fits really well with that as well. This is a loyal and hardworking, industrious person who works really hard for the greater good, and is creating a nurturing, protected environment for, in this case, maybe it's offspring, but it's just works for the betterment of all. So that's an important piece to recognize, that you can do that and also, again, be depleted should you not create reasonable boundaries about just give and take. Make sure that there's balance in your life. So that's the messages that I got from your Oracle cards today. And we'll move into your reading now. I've meditated on your cards, done a big pre-shuffle. So we'll just do our last little thing here and see where Libra is. So underlying energy, we have the King of Cups. There's that loving, beautiful, loyalness of the King of Cups. I always get a great feeling with the King of Cups. I mean, they're not always, it's not always a perfect situation, but the King of Cups is full of love and nurturing and family focused, exactly. So we have the Eight of Swords as well, which means that there's a feeling of stuckness within that dynamic. The Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups are here as well. So it would seem that 2 aces you have. You certainly have something going on, Libra, with either a brand new career. You could have we'll do the rest of the reading to find this out, or brand new love, or perhaps the self-love that these Oracle cards were talking about. So we have here the Two of Cups. I'll lay all this out and then we'll move from there and I'll clarify. We have the Six of Pentacles. Wow, the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. The Hierophant. Wow. The Emperor right in the heart of your reading. Whew. That's potent. And then the Three of Wands. The Chariot card. Here's some major arcana coming out. Wow. The Five of Wands. There's another reading where that landed exactly that spot. And then the Four of Wands. That's come up a number of times today as well. So I see here a feeling of control. This could be an Aries person. You have Aries, Cancer, Taurus. And yeah, that's what we have so far. I mean, you have the cups, of course, and all the element signs. But you have here, there's a feeling of control and being in the driver's seat is what I'm hearing there. This may be centering around the commitment in a relationship, within a relationship, and the dynamic of that. You have the Two of Cups here. This is a loving soulmate level connection that I see here. There's a potential move. Certainly there's some willful action coming up here. Some willful action from this Cancer card. Card of Cancer. Yeah, we'll have to clarify these. Oh, that's in reverse. Okay, well, we'll just leave it like that. See if it comes forth. Okay, I guess we do need to clarify here. So I'd like to clarify the Six of Pentacles. There we go. Six of Pentacles. Clarifying the Six of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups, the Eight of Swords has come up again, and the Ten of Swords, with the Two of Pentacles, clarifying the Six of Pentacles. Let me get up here. So the Six of Pentacles is that give and take that we were speaking to earlier, just about the need to balance out what's going on in any one dynamic. Yeah, that's really the heart of this reading. That's what that's circling around. I can sense that. You have here the Eight and the Ten of Swords. These are really kind of potent cards. It's a feeling of being stuck inside some dynamic, some situation, and stuck with some sense of betrayal from someone, coming from somewhere where you've offered a balanced response to them, and in turn that seems to have it's either soothed the situation by being balanced throughout this time of where someone has backstabbed you or betrayed you in some way, or it could be the other way around. It can go either way. But you feel really stuck in some situation that has a lot of moving parts. The Two of Pentacles talks about decisions, but a decision between maybe two people. But it can also talk about a very much a busyness and juggling many things. And for some people, they immediately equate that to a third party. I'm not saying that at all, at least not at this point. It does involve a soulmate level connection here, though. You have a soulmate level connection that has either you've been moved through some betrayal or backstabbing with them, or you feel inside and stuck inside the situation where that has occurred in the past, and you've been given and taking, but you're still feeling that for whatever reason. We have here the Nine of Wands underneath here. That does indicate a long struggle with that, like the wounded warrior. It's been a long haul. It's been a long haul, Libra. So let's clarify that Two of Cups. I'd like to get more information about the Two of Cups. Clarifying the Two of Cups. Clarifying the Two of Cups. Okay. So we have the Page of Wands in reverse, the Death card, and then the Knight of Swords, clarifying the Two of Cups. So this Two of Cups having appeared twice, this connection may have ended. There's some, or certainly had a pushback of some kind is what I'm getting. It would seem that someone has come in brashly, is what I'm hearing, brashly, either to put an end to this, some situation, and it affected the relationship, or to remove themselves by whatever means they could. But there's someone who's rushed in here impulsively, as I say, almost angrily, and it has really made a dent in the connection to the point where it may be lost. I'm not sure who that is, but there's certainly something here that you feel stuck with it, stuck with the result of that. There's some kind of backstabbing and betrayal that has occurred. It is not, it's not to be known by me, but of course you'll know what I'm talking about here. And you feel kind of stuck. Someone here feels stuck with it. If they're the backstabber person, if they're the person who did the act of betrayal in some way. And it doesn't always have to be a third party kind of betrayal. It can be just interrelationships in a family and, just talking behind each other's backs and that kind of a thing. But it's really put a stop to a halt on this relationship to whatever degree. It's certainly put it back on its heels. And it brings you anxiety. I can see that. It brings you anxiety. There's the Four of Pentacles, which is a signal that someone here is just holding, and they could be holding onto their stance of, well, that's just too bad. This is where I stand. That kind of a thing is what I'm getting. So let's move to the Hierophant. Clarifying the Hierophant. Clarifying the Hierophant for Libra. Clarifying the Hierophant. Whoa. Finally. One more. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Three of Wands has come out again, and then the Page of Pentacles, clarifying the Hierophant. Whoops. So the Hierophant is about a committed relationship. It can be with with a romantic relationship. It can be within a family unit. I see here that someone is committed to love another, is what I'm receiving with that. They've put some, someone has put out made some actions, some motions. And it could be if we're talking about the person here who has, that there's been a falling out somewhere, then there's someone who has put some active steps forward to, and is kind of waiting to see what that is. If that's you, Libra, you're kind of waiting to see what is going to come back from those actions. But it could be an offer of love has come out, or maybe this is what you're planning to do. But you have an inspiration here with a Page of Pentacles. Sometimes this is a course of study and education, doing research. So it could be that you're researching something and you're going to make an offer to someone and just see what that result is. I feel like you're committed to that path, absolutely. It's a more traditional path that you're on with this. So you have the Four of Pentacles, but I didn't show you that before. I feel like that just came up. Yeah, I think it came up before, didn't it? The Four of Pentacles talks about just holding onto the status quo, whether that's money, monetarily, or a situational kind of thing. Oh, here's another card. We have the King here, the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is a pretty stable, solid individual who has done really well for themselves, and it seems that could be, that's an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So it could be Virgo, could be Libra, that you are, this is the person whom you're committed to, that you've committed this, committed to with the offer of love, with the offer of opportunity, that kind of a thing. Let's move to the Emperor. What is the Emperor? More clarification on the Emperor, please. Clarification on the Emperor. So we have the Magician, the Page of Cups, and then the Seven of Wands to clarify the Emperor. Oops, right here. And the Emperor is, as I say, about someone who is feeling in control. And the shadow side of the Emperor is that it's way too much control. That the Emperor's shadow side has them controlling everything around them, and it's really oppressive to the people around them. That's the shadow side of the Emperor. The Emperor also creates stability for all of us to stand on. So you have here a love offer with the Page of Cups. And sometimes this can be not just a love offer, it can be an apology. So for some of you, I feel like there's a resistance to reach out to someone, whether it's an apology or whether it is an offer of, a token offer of love, or even a token offer of an apology. There's a reluctance to do that. You have all the tools that you need to proceed either way, so it's questionable. I guess you know why it is that you're not doing that. But it may be with someone who's younger than you as well, and you just point that out for some reason. I feel like you feel empowered. You know, that because you're feeling empowered, you don't feel the need to reach out. That's what I'm getting. Or someone who is this, I feel like this is you, but just in case, I'll flip it the other way and say there's someone who feels so empowered that they can kind of have it either way, that they don't act on, they resist the apology or they resist the offer of love, because they feel empowered and seated in their own power. And so however that fits for you, this could be an Aries, because you have the Magician and the Emperor, both Aries cards. So there could be an Aries in your midst who is in that position of resisting any kind of, true contact. It takes humbleness to apologize. It takes humbleness to offer, reach through something, especially if there's been conflict in the past, to reach through that with an offer of love anyway, or even bravery if it's just a love offer kind of thing. So we have the Tower here. So that can be as subtle as an epiphany, a very strong epiphany, mind you, or it can be a sudden kind of eruption that happens. And I don't know if that'll surface, but that may be what is holding you back, the threat of that erupting, if you were or weren't to apologize, whatever that is for you. Let's move to the Three of Wands. Clarify the Three of Wands. Okay. Clarifying the Three of Wands. Okay. So we have 4 cards that came out: the Temperance card, the Seven of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Three of Swords came up for this Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is, as I say, taking action and being productive, or putting your ducks in a row kind of thing, and putting them out there and waiting for the ships to come in, waiting for the result. So I feel like there's some action been taken or about to be taken, and there seems to be some conflict in the midst. Now, there's the very powerful Three of Swords here, and sometimes I reflect on the Three of Swords and talk about how the Three of Swords is the great clarifier. If you didn't know before, then you certainly know afterward. So if you've sent something out there via a message, like with the Page of Cups, a message or something you've put forth, and you're waiting to hear back, some token thing that you're waiting to hear back, this could be the feeling that that it's taking too long, that there wasn't any response, and that could be painful. The other thing is that you've received conflict back, direct conflict back, not manipulative contact, nothing like that. But it's the Five of Wands talks about anything from kind of bantering things around to arguments. So there's some argument that has created pain for someone here. And it could be that it was left to simmer off on the side and you're kind of waiting to hear back to see where it is now. But I can tell you that there's a lot of choices and that need to be made around this painful, argumentative moment that has happened or will happen. And it's to the point of confusion. You're not really sure how to approach this and how to really rectify and balance that out, which is really the message here about being in such a loyal place that you don't have enough boundaries and you end up getting taken advantage of, or at the outset you're it's just out of balance. It's just out of balance, and you need to improve that healthy boundary. Get that bubble around yourself so that you don't feel the Three of Swords kind of pain, that you can look at it a little more, what's that word? I guess balance is the only word that's coming to mind at the moment. We have the Temperance card here. This is talking about waiting, It's talking about patience and moderation in your approach. So if you're, considering sending something out, just take your time to look at it again before you send the note or whatever it is. I think the divine is overseeing some level of this and trying to alchemize it for the greater good. So you have that totally in your favor, that you're getting divine guidance. And the divine guidance right now, it's saying be moderate in your actions, be moderate in your responses. If you get the Three of Swords kind of response back, then be moderate with that if you can, create boundaries. This is the Lover's card. So this has something to do with, again, that soulmate connection. I feel like it may be who we started with up here with the Two of Cups. It's a soulmate level connection. It's a choice. You have a great deal of love for this person, and they you, whoever this is, with the King of Cups. I think the King of Cups appeared twice here. Maybe not. Yeah, I guess just once. The Chariot card. Let's move to the... Whoa, okay. Chariot card. Oh, yeah. Clarifying the Chariot card. Okay. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords has come up reversed, and the Seven of Pentacles has come up reversed to clarify the Chariot card. So the Chariot card is one of success. It's about willful action. Sometimes it can talk about travel. It can talk about travel and even moving. But I don't feel like it's about moving, that's for sure. I do feel like it's about being willful. It is about success. You have success with this conflict. I feel like this conflict there's a successful outcome. I say that in part because the Seven of Swords has come up reversed. So the deception is made clear, or it's dropped, or it's not acted upon, however you want to see that. That is not acted upon. The wait is over. That's with the Chariot card, and this You may feel a little bit of impatience with this, and you're done with waiting. And so you may want to act really quickly. But again, there's maybe there is actually a time where you get to act. You finally, you've been withholding and withholding and withholding, and then you get to act for some of you. But I feel here that there's an impatience at this point in the reading. There's an impatience, and yeah, you're seeing things in a different light. As far as your, I think you kind of have a little bit of a breakthrough with your own self-deception, and it just causes you to want to act right away and just speak up. I just want to speak up and move past this. You're in a comfortable place with this, with the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign, of course. It could represent an earth sign in your life, but it's feeling comfortable, feeling sound and grounded. And it could be that that's the moment that you need to wait for in regards to the situation. Let's move to the Five of Wands. You had the Six of Pentacles. I should have spoken about that. Six of Pentacles underneath. You have that up here as well. And that is a give and take, which all relationships need, that give and take to stay in balance. The Five of Wands. Clarifying the Five of Wands. Clarifying the Five of Wands. Okay. Wow, here we go. So we have the Moon, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Swords, clarifying the Five of Wands. So clearly here, the Five of Wands is about conflict, kind of butting heads, arguments, and all those things. And I feel like there's a moment of truth. That's what this Ace of Swords is talking about. There's a moment of truth here where an argument will ensue. This is where the Chariot comes in here, where he's just like, I'm impatient, I'm just moving in, I'm going for it, and you want this to be, you just want to be heard, is what I'm hearing. You want to be heard. You want things to balance out, which ultimately I feel that they do. And you have some fear around speaking up like that to this person about this situation, whatever that is for you, or you. This can be in reverse as well. They could be trying to approach you all this time. But you have here some trepidation, but I think you're moving on it anyway. And you end up in an argument, but ultimately you have the Ten of Cups. You love this person. You care about this situation, or they care about you. And I think it lands in a really good place. We're just one away from the ending of this reading. So, but I do feel like that's the end result here, is that you achieve the Ten of Cups, because you're flushing out all the stuff that's been pinned down and held back for way too long, is what I'm hearing. Way too long. And there's the Emperor up there again. So if you're coming up against an Emperor, I can understand why you may be holding back, because they are a force to be reckoned with. They are, especially if they're in their shadow side. They're just so fixed with their approach. In your final outcome, Libra, we have the Four of Wands. Well, we got two there. Beautiful. Clarifying the Four of Wands for Libra. There we go. We're going to do that. Oh yeah, I was hoping for a good outcome. You do have one. So we have the Hierophant, the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Sun card, Happiness card, happiest card in the deck. Clarifying one of the other happiest cards in the deck, which is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands, as I say, very joyous and celebratory card of union, celebration, all good things, family, friends, all those things. And it seems that speaking up is what I'm getting clearly here. Speaking up to kind of is sort of where you end up having to go about this imbalance that's been pervasive in this connection. And it brings you back to a point of commitment, which you have the Hierophant here twice. So it follows the traditional path. So this could be a marriage that we're talking about here. But regardless of that, there is a refreshing of a commitment here. And it really, there's a rejoicing here. I'm just getting this gush of rejoicing because you've finally broken through and have a brand new beginning, a brand new start to a fresh, passionate aspect of whatever this connection is or this situation. You have a new starting point. And it's through some discernment. This is your card, Libra. So this is a path of wisdom and discernment and seeking the truth. And I think you finally do learn the truth about where you were in this situation, where they were, and what brought about some of this. You learn from this, and you realize whatever it is that you needed to learn in this exercise to launch you into this brand new beginning in this connection. And there is much happiness. There's much happiness. The Sun card is one of the happiest cards in the deck. It's warmth. It's a card of Leo. It's empowering. It's clarity. It's clarity. You see the truth. These two right here, you see the sword of truth that she holds up, and she cuts through any BS, and lots of clarity. So this is landing in such a beautiful place. Such a beautiful place, Libra. I'm very happy to finish the reading with this. I hope it was helpful. And if you did enjoy the reading, please do like, share, or subscribe. That's very helpful. Leave a comment if you would. Let me know if it resonated with you. That always helps too. So I look forward to seeing you again next time, Libra. And until then, do take care. Bye.